y'all, what's up? It's Jessica. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Today's video is a review slash demo of the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I'm so excited to try this, you guys. This video is also in partnership with Shiseido, so thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But let's jump into this foundation because there's some details and some claim to fames with this foundation that I'm just like a little shook, just a little. So let's jump into the details, shall we? This foundation is lightweight, long-lasting liquid foundation that delivers breathable and buildable coverage that lasts a full 24 hours. I don't wear my makeup that long, so I'm good with the 5-hour lasting type of foundation. This is also available in 30 shades, which is a decent amount of shade range. It adapts to your skin. Like, what does that mean? Does it adapt to the type of skin you have? Like if you have oily skin, it's like, oh, let me switch up for the oily skin. Let me switch up for the dry skin, the combo skin. Like, I'm curious to see how it's gonna adapt to my skin. It's also self-refreshes non-stop. Like, it refreshes itself. Again, how does it refresh itself? So does that mean like if cause I get oily, is it just going to blot itself? These are questions that I have. It's a natural finish, which these days I am so here for, guys. I am here for natural looking and natural finish makeup. It's weightless, comfortable, adaptable pollution protection, medium to buildable coverage, which I'm okay with. Like I said, these days I'm here for the natural look. So even if, you know, my blemishes are showing, I'm good with that. It features active force technology that resists heat, humidity, oil, and facial movements. When I seen that, I was immediately like, okay, now I gotta try this foundation because adapting to your facial expressions, and I'm a girl with many expressions, okay, on a daily. Okay, I can't help it, I was born that way. It's claiming to resist like facial movements, so it's just gonna stay in place. Like, the lines will not crack. What? So yes, that is what this foundation is claiming to do. I can't wait to try it. Let's do some details on the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. So there's also a concealer, and I picked out this shade. This also claims, this is available in 16 shades, which for me, a concealer in 16 shades is a pretty good range. It self-refreshes, non-stop, weightless, comfortable, pretty much the same details that the foundation has, this one has, but this one is an innovative, effortless applicator. The curved doe foot applicator holds the perfect amount of product and hugs the contours of the face for an ultra smooth application. All right, guys, I'm excited to see how this foundation is going to do for this skin. Like, is it going to do what it claims? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's dive into this video. So as I mentioned, this comes in 30 shades, the foundation, and I picked up this shade, which is 440 Amber. So this is 440 Amber, and I believe the undertone for this one was golden, which is why I got this one. So I am going to just swatch it. I love the fact that this top twist, I love that. So if you travel with it, this is a good travel foundation because it won't just pump on you because it has a twist. So let's just apply this to my neck. I'll do my neck. Matches my neck perfectly. My neck is lighter than my face, and it matches my neck perfectly. Like, I can barely see that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it matches my neck perfectly. Plus it's wintertime, so I'm not as tanned. So I think that shade is going to work for me. So I'm okay with that. I also have another shade which is way too dark for me, but I just want to show you guys, like, in comparison, what it looks like on my skin tone, because you may be that shade. This shade is 540 Mahogany, and she's pretty deep. Like, you can see she's pretty deep, and she's not the darkest shade. The darkest shade, there's actually 2 shades darker than this one. The darkest shade is 560 Obsidian. So you can kind of get a feel of how deep these foundations go. So that's pretty deep, and that's not the deepest shade. Let me stand back a little bit. I feel like that's a pretty good range, considering this is not the deepest shade and it's really deep, so that's a plus. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is prime my skin using this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This is one that I always use, so I kind of want to stick to my routine of products while using a new foundation, because you never want to try all new things and then if it doesn't work out, blame it on the foundation. You want to stick with the products that you normally use to get a feel of how it's going to adapt to your routine, if it's going to work for you. Next, I'm going to set my primer with this Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This is what I do all the time. So again, sticking to my routine. Alright, so moving on to the Shiseido foundation, I think I'm going to apply this to my fingers first, just to get a feel of the consistency. It's a little liquidy, and since this is medium to buildable coverage, I'm just going to start off with not as much, and then I can adjust. I can say the formula is very lightweight. It's not a thick foundation at all, so if you like lighter foundations, then you'll like this formula. It's super lightweight. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. It's very, very lightweight. Like, it's like very skin-like. It blends out really well as well. So far, I'm really liking how this is blending out. It's giving me nice, even skin tone coverage. It looks like natural skin. I'm not mad at that. It looks very like skin-like. I love that. And it's so lightweight, like you don't even feel like you're wearing foundation. I really like that, you guys. I like the way it's looking. I like how lightweight it is. I feel like the color matches my skin tone at the moment really well, because I'm pretty yellow right now, so I feel like it's kind of matching that. Usually I go for a foundation that's deeper than my neck, but this one I think is pretty good. Plus I feel like it may oxidize a little bit and get a little bit darker, so I think this shade is perfect. But as far as like the weight, the feel of it, it's so light. I don't know if you guys have ever worn foundation and you could tell you're wearing foundation. It just feels like it. This does not feel like it at all. Like at all. I'm moving my face around because, you know, I'm really trying to feel it and I don't feel it. So that's a plus. And I just love how skin-like it looks. It just looks like you have flawless natural skin. Now, I'm the type of girl who, especially in my everyday regular life, I don't have, you know, the time. I'm a busy mom. So a foundation that I can just put on and I don't feel like I have to complete the rest of the steps. Sometimes you just feel like that. This foundation is that foundation where you can just put on and you don't have to do the rest of your makeup. It just looks like your skin is completely flawless. And it's lightweight at the same time. It's very natural. I'm liking this. I'm liking this so far. All right, so let's move on to concealer. I'm gonna be using the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Concealer. This shade that I have, this is 303 Medium. Hopefully this is not too light, because I just felt like the other shades may have been too deep for like a highlight. Here's that doe foot applicator. I feel like it does pick up a good amount of product, not too much. I'm gonna dab just a little bit under my eye first. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. I feel like it is kind of light, but I might be able to work with that one. Let's just try it out, blend it out and see what it does. I feel like if you want that natural brightening look, I do feel like this foundation or this concealer will give you that. Because some days you just want to feel bright. You want to feel refreshed. You want to look alive. Some days, that's like every day you want to look like that. So it blends out really well. I didn't allow it to sit for too long because I wasn't sure if it was going to like stay put, and it being light, I just was trying to avoid a disaster. So but I like the way it blended out. And again, for a more natural look, which is like what I'm feeling these days, I feel like it just gives you a nice brightening effect. And I just take the residue on the other areas. I don't really do like I used to do where I would put highlight everywhere. I just take whatever's left on my sponge and just kind of apply it where I need to apply it. Okay, concealer is blended, and I do like the natural finish that I got from this concealer because I haven't contoured or anything like that, and I won't be using a cream contour because I'm just not gonna do that today. but I do like the brightening effect. Again, it looks very youthful. It looks very just like refreshed. Being that this is that technology that claims to reset itself and to defy the lines of your face, I am curious to see how that's really going to play in effect, because I have like lines under my eyes. So I really am curious to see if it's going to crease, if it's going to settle. Sometimes I can see concealer kind of like crease and bunch together in those lines. So I'm curious to see if this one is going to do that. But for now, I'm impressed with this face. It's very natural. I would literally walk out the house just like this, and I'm not lying. I really would. Catch me in the streets. This is on a good day too. Let's just go ahead and set this face. I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and just set my under eye and highlighted areas. One thing I will say about this foundation that I assumed it would do was be very like luminous and glowy and different things like that. It's not doing that, y'all. In low key, my face already feels like it's set. Like, do you guys see any like real shine? It looks like my face is already set. It kind of looks to me, in my opinion, like it dries down to like a satin powdery finish. Not like a real powder where it looks ashy, but in the sense that it sets itself. Am I going crazy? Like, my skin looks like it's set, because I was just looking at my face before I grabbed my powder and I'm like, do I really need to set my face? I'm gonna do it because that's what I do, but it just doesn't feel like that type of foundation and concealer where if you forgot to set it, you would forget that you even needed to set it. Did that make sense? I hope that did. Like, it just feels like it sets itself. I'm gonna go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder in the shade Deep 4, and then just kind of sweep that in, add some color to the skin. God, I honestly felt like I didn't even need to put on that powder. Like, I was just being extra for no reason, even though that's like my normal step. This foundation just honestly does not call for that, like, at all. Now I'm just going to kind of like bronze the skin a little bit. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty bronzer in the shade Cocoa Naughty. And then I'm just gonna go into this blush by MAC. Where did my voice go? I am going to go into this blush by MAC in the shade Highlight the Truth. This is their mineralized skin finish, and just add some blush to the skin. I like to take my blush up and just get in there and add that color. All right, you guys, I am gonna go ahead and complete the rest of my face, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. All right, you guys, I am back, and this is the completed look. I'm so excited about this foundation, guys. I feel like my skin looks so freaking amazing. Like, I seriously can't get over how bomb and flawless my skin is looking. I keep looking in the mirror at my skin because I'm impressed with this foundation. So let's jump back into the details of this foundation. So like I said, what made me want to try this so much was the self-refreshing. Like, this is a foundation that claims to refresh itself. Like what I mentioned when I was applying the foundation, I felt like it set itself, which is crazy. I've never tried a foundation that actually like feels like it set itself, and to the point where you feel like you don't want to put any setting powder on it. And that's the purpose of setting powder, to set your foundation, to set like the liquid type of products. But for this foundation, I feel like it set itself without even having the need to set it with a setting powder, but I just did it because it's my routine. But you guys, this foundation felt so bomb on my face. It's so lightweight. Being that it feels so lightweight, I can get where the claim of, you know, it being anti-creasing or crease-proof and not settling into your lines and literally defying your lines, I see where that can be just by the feel of this foundation. Because most of the foundations that I wear that I can feel, trust me, by the time the day is complete, or not even the day, a few moments of eating, drinking, talking, you will find foundation settling into your lines and your creases. And I feel like this one kind of just set my face. Like, look at my face. It looks so good, and I don't know how they developed this technology, but this is kind of like revolutionary. You have to try it. You have to try this foundation out. That's one of the things I look for in makeup, is crease-proof makeup. Makeup that feels lightweight, makeup that feels like I can just wear it on the go. Let's get into the concealer. The concealer claims to do the same thing as the foundation, and I say that it does the same thing. Like, I'm looking right now in my lines, in the lines under my eyes or whatever, and there's no settling. I can see my lines, but the makeup isn't creasing into the lines. The shade that I got was 303 medium. It was a good shade. I do want to try their other shades because I feel like this is a little too light. Not too light to where I couldn't work with it, obviously. She did that. But I just want to try another shade. I wanted a shade that I can use for correcting. That's what I really wanted. I wanted a shade that I can use for correcting because I want to see how they layer. I want to see how this concealer layers. This one passed the test, okay? This is the new year. It's time to try new makeup. It's time to revisit your collection and toss out the things that you don't need and add the things that you were missing. Now this one right here, she's gonna be in my drawer, okay? And she's going to be one of those foundations in 2020 that I use, because this face right here is just giving me all of the milk and cookies I need. All right, so I kind of want to give you guys an update on my skin so far, and it looks amazing. I wanted to give it to you guys in natural lighting, because I have a big window right here, so it kind of lets you guys see it in natural light instead of like the studio lights. But I think it looks so good. Still holding up very, very well. Still feels super natural on my skin. Like, it feels lightweight. I don't feel like I have makeup on my face at all. Like, when I move around, do all of that stuff, like, I don't feel like that. And I'm weird, okay? Like, if I feel makeup on my face, it just makes me feel kind of like itchy, like, ugh, like the entire day. But no, girl, I don't feel anything on my face. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys how it looks in natural lighting. All right, so yeah, this is how it looks in natural lighting. And as you can see, it looks amazing. So quick update, just wanted to share with you guys how my skin is looking so far. All right, so I'm currently editing this video actually right now, but it's magic hour outside, so I wanted to see how my skin looks in the direct sunlight. But this is how it looks right now. I've had it on for a few hours. She still is set, okay? Let's see what it looks like in the sunlight. Just trying to peek in this window. Ooh, very nice and glowy and natural. So yeah, I really like this. Ooh, come on, son. Magic hour never fails. It never fails. If I wasn't wearing a robe, I'd take a selfie right now. The Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation and Concealer is a must try. Again, my shade is 440 Amber in the foundation, and I use a 303 medium for the concealer. Definitely want to try more shades in the concealer. I wonder what my shade would be in the, or will be in the summertime, but for now, 440 Amber works perfectly for me. And yeah, let me know down below in the comment section how you guys are digging this look, because your girl is feeling it, okay? New year, new foundation, new look, new slay, what? Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have not, leave me a comment down below. Let's chat and let me know what you guys think about this look. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.